Hey, hi, hello, it's me, ThatWriterUKnow. Sup, how's it going? Welcome back to another stream, where today we're taking a little teensy tiny break from Baldur's Gate 3. We're still gonna go back to it, like, on Monday, right? But we're still gonna complete it. But today, a game that I've really been looking forward to came out by Owlcat Games. They are the ones who made the Pathfinder CRPGs, like Pathfinder Kingmaker. God, I forgot the name of it for a second. Pathfinder Kingmaker. I was like Stolen Lands, because that's the region it's in. But it's like, no, that's not the name of it. Pathfinder Kingmaker and Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous, both of which are very good games. And as you recall, we spent like half a year playing. I don't think it was actually half a year, but we spent a long time playing Wrath of the Righteous. Um, as that is a very good, excellent, muy bien CRPG right there. So yeah, Owlcat Games made a new game. I still haven't finished it. Fair. I haven't done any of the DLC, and there's been like 6 that have come out since I played it. And I think one of them came out literally right as I finished it. But yeah, their new game just dropped, which is not Pathfinder, but instead Warhammer 40K, which is honestly a setting I've really been wanting to get into. Like do a little bit of a deep dive in, you know? Um like I got some 40K tabletop RPG books. Like I got some, barely looked at them, but you know, been wanting an excuse to do some Warhammer shit and to learn about it. But yeah, and now it has come. Um I'm reminded, like growing up, I had a friend who was really into 40K, and he would always like tell me stuff about Warhammer. I wonder if he got this game. I hope he does. Anyways, random thought aside, let's get to it. Please, I apologize for the blank screen. I don't have the game open. First running of it. I do like to show all of the licensed things and shit that are at like the beginning of the game. Owlcat Games. Warhammer. Oh yeah, advertisements. Yeah. Photosensitivity warning. It's like right before stream, I was obviously like opened up the game and adjusted the sound settings mainly. That was mainly all I did. All right, Lord Captain. Long lost worlds filled with unknown perils, deadly enemies, and ancient mysteries await you. Bring the word of the Emperor to the Coronus Expanse, or die trying. Alright. Baby. I'm so hyped for this game. Same. So we're not actually going to begin the playthrough today. The stream is literally just going to be character creation. Like I said. I mean, I remember, I remember Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous taking me like an entire stream to make my character. I'm expecting this to be the same. I'm lowering my volume. The chants for the Emperor of Mankind are overwhelming me. Overcoming my thoughts. Okay, so these are the settings. You know, we got bloodstains on, gore on, another bloodstains option. You know, also on. We got both bloodstains on, and hey, they're tied together. They're probably gonna patch that out. Good, we need extra blood. Yeah, this is Warhammer. Auto saves. I think that's good. We'll see you again. Basic tutorials, yes, please. Auto pause on lost focus when a trap is detected. Oh, thank God. Hidden object is detected. Sure. Areas loaded. No. On loading screen. Yes. Auto end turn. Fuck no. What is this? And the turn automatically when a character has no AP or MP. No, let me manually suffer. God, like this stuff here made me think like, yes. Adjust combat speed settings. They can be always on, always off, never, or applied only with specific input on demand. Fast move disabled. A continuous movement of your party in combat. Characters will instantly move from cell to cell. Continuous movement will resume temporarily if slow motion is activated for any reason, e.g. While performing attacks of opportunity. Skip non-attack actions. Sure. Increase speed of party animations. Enemy animations. Thank you for the follow. Carson Williams, the 56. How you doing? Yes. Alright. Controls, we'll have to see when we get into the game. Graphics. Ultra. Like, this game surely can't be like as intense on the computer as Baldur's Gate, but then again, it is also a newly released game. Every frame, sure. Computer literally dies. Yeah, computer explodes. You cannot change this setting if VSync is on or frame rate limit is not enabled. Off. I mean, I could do up to like this now with my new monitor, but then that'll get downgraded for the stream. So we're just gonna keep it at 60. Oh yeah, new one. We'll have VSync on for now. If it causes screen tearing, we'll, like, you know, delete it. FSR mode turns on one of the presets for SFR, saves memory and time spent on rendering a frame. This decreases image quality. It is, in fact, low resolution rendering with subsequent upscaling using a special filter. Does not apply to UI. No, we'll keep that on. Volumetric lighting. Let's just have everything. Particle system shadows. Systems to have lighting. Systems to cast shadows. Sure. By the way, I want to complain. Windows 11 sucks. I believe I still have Windows 10. I ignore all the times Microsoft has been like, hey, upgrade your fucking Windows. And I'll be like, no, fuck you, capitalism. It's a free update, but fuck you. Alright, SSR. Simulates reflections in the screen space. So I'm guessing it means screen space reflections. Affects performance. Full screen post effect. Bow. Isn't that a VTuber? Full screen post effect simulates the intensity of light in the shadow. I mean, this is 40K. Like, we gotta have that on. Adds a visual effect simulating a film grain. No thanks. Like, we gotta have high contrast, like, shadows and shit. Anti-aliasing, yeah. Anti-aliasing quality, yeah. What's the difference between these? Subpixel morphological anti-aliasing. That is what that stands for? I never knew that. A high quality but slower algorithm that does not support motion vectors. And a temporal anti-aliasing. And SMA. An advanced technique which requires motion vectors. Weird words. Funny words, Magic Man. Anti-aliasing effect. Footprints. Wow. All creatures and characters leave footprints. Party. Only characters under the player's control leave footprints. No one leaves footprints. Crowd density. No description. Dense. Minimal. Sparse. Sma. And ta. Boop. Alright. Display. I did this at the beginning. Flashback. Photosensitivity warning. Contrast. Darker. Grayer. Brighter. Oh, Jesus. I can't even. I can barely even see. I can see that. And like that. And like some sporadic that. And the candles. Sound like goblins or gnolls. We will fight in forest. And then, of course, I've set all the settings to 69. All the sound settings. Because, you know. And then they've also got colorblind options. Look at that. For different kinds of color blindness. Voiple. That's neat. Alright. There's a co-op mode as well. So you can play with your friends. From what I know, co-op in this game is like you basically have like a party leader who's like the host. And they're like the Lord Captain. And the other players are basically part of the crew. And I think like host makes like dialogue decisions, but like players can vote on what they want. You know? But yeah, new game. Let's go. We, as developers, are always striving to improve our work. To do this, we need information that we can only get from you. By sending game statistics and bug reports to us, you can help us learn more about the way you play and what difficulties you encounter in our game. Since this game is based on Unity technologies, we use Unity Analytics to analyze our game experience data. You can opt out of data collection anytime from the settings menu. Would you like to opt in to sending game statistics? By clicking Accept, you confirm that you have read and agreed to the terms of our end user license agreement and privacy policy, as well as the Unity privacy policy. Sure. Main story. Okay, scenarios. Right now, there's only the main story, so this of course implies that they're gonna make more. There is already a season pass, with like 2 planned story expansions. Other story modes are coming soon. Wow. Take up the mantle of a rogue trader, the scion of an ancient dynasty of daring privateers that reign over their trade protectorate, and explore the fringes of the known galaxy. Darkness looms over the bloodline of von Valancius as it faces multiple threats from within its own ranks and without, as countless enemies seek to destroy the most daring and brave agents of humanity. It is up to you to hold the reins of this shattered protectorate and forge a new path for the von Valancius dynasty. Currently finding itself in a vortex of wars, intrigues, calamities, and heresy. The stakes are high, and rise even higher as you cross paths with terrifyingly powerful and ambitious adversaries in the darkness of the Coronus Expanse. All right. Normal. Enemy stats are reduced by 20%. Enemy wounds are reduced by 20%. Damage inflicted by enemies is reduced by 30% after all modifiers have been applied. Enemy dodge is reduced by 10%. The party's momentum gains are increased by 20%. Minimum damage for party members is 2 or 20%, whichever is greater. After all modifiers have been applied. Party members' resolve is increased by 1. The chance to hit cover when shooting at enemies is decreased by 10% for half cover and 20% for full cover. Party member receives an injury if they receive damage that is equal to or higher than 65% of their total wounds in 1 round. I don't know what most of that means. What about this? Reduced by negative 60%. It's not recommended for players not familiar with the Warhammer 40K Rogue Trader system. Like, I was literally just, yeah. No game skewed. Go with normal, because I'm a normie. Max duration of hard crowd control effects on party members. What does this mean? Normie. Yep. That's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of text. Learn about the game mechanics now. We found a blank one, baby. Enemy wounds modifier %? Who knows? But art thou going to read it? Nah. Found another blank one, baby. Space combat difficulty. This allows you to set difficulty of space combats. Wow. There's ship combat. Show skill. Test DC in dialogues. The setting allows you to turn the displaying of skill tests. Fake gamer confirm. Won't read every word of text. I assume there's going to be tutorials that go into this. This one doesn't have any text, nor this one, nor this one. Alright. Alright, we'll go normal. Alright. pre-made characters, huh? So we got Hekata. Nice thing. She's a soldier. From the Imperial World military traditions, the Astra Militarum Commander, a feat of greatness, brand of shame. Like, I don't care about any of this. We're going custom. Create your own. Oh, I wanted to see if it had like little bios for them. Something I love about their games is that they go into great detail from the start. Yeah. Create your very own Rogue Trader from scratch. The possibilities are endless when it comes to customizing your character and choosing their homeworld, gender, and background. You can also choose from a wide variety of abilities and skills. Can't wait for the conservatives to get upset by this word right there. Anyways, you can also choose from a wide variety of abilities and skills, such as combat skills, social skills, and technical skills. These abilities and skills determine how your character interacts with the world, and what kind of challenges they can overcome. Finally, you can choose your character's archetype. Each archetype path offers its own unique set of opportunities and challenges, so choose wisely. With all of these customization options at your fingertips, you can create a rogue trader that is truly one of a kind, and embark on an adventure unlike any other in the world of Warhammer 40k. Steam page says that character creation can impact the world you started. Whoa. Cool. Let's go. Appearance. Ooh. Oh, look at that, man. That is a lad. If I like go in between the pictures, I can see what the character looks like. I wonder if it does like adjust it to that. Cool. I've actually never seen that. Oh no, he's balding. That's why he wears the hat. Aren't you never seen a game do that where like they kind of match it to the character art? Look at that hair. Oh my god. He's got the powdered wig. Except it's not powdered. The lad. Nice to see that there's more body types. Game literally already has more body types than Baldur's Gate. Yo, she got the bicorn hat. Look at this man. Just like making a stance. Oh, she looks crazy. She looks crazy. I mean, devout to the Emperor. Where's the pipe? I do like the breastplate, though. Ooh, I like her aesthetic. Looks cool. Yo, she got horns? Oh, they're feathers. She's a true believer. Uh-huh. Oh, that guy looks menacing. Okay. We will adjust the appearance. And pick a portrait. That makes the most sense. Okay, sure. We can have man, woman. No implants on the characters. Yeah. Okay, good. We can zoom in, zoom out. Alright, face. They look so happy. I like the guy with the half robot face. This guy? Or this guy? This dude's like intimidating as fuck. Bottom one? Yeah. Wonder if there's different faces for the genders. They're like similar. Yeah, but it's yeah. Um. Also, though, I noticed the word augmentation right here, so there is hope. Oh yeah. Let's go with. I don't know. That one for now. Body type. Okay. So you can be, you know, average, bit muscly, or skinny as fuck. Large. Holy shit. You can be so skinny. I'm not sure if that's skinny or just malnourished. Probably both. This guy just looks happy. Like he's happy to be here. What is this? Outfit settings. Oh boy. Did you change the portrait? Yeah, I'm making the character first, and then I'm gonna go back to the portrait and pick the one that I think matches it the closest. Can't decide on a face. Maybe it's because of the scars. Let's turn the scars off. See the fool. They add custom portrait? They did. Boop. They do. So you can bring in your own character art. It just looks like slightly like pensive, like ooh. Move this one. Your body type can be. Time to add IRL pictures in. I mean, people do that. So that's fine. Alright, skin tone. Jesus. Flashback. I honestly kind of got used to seeing a character model like this. I like this one. hair. Quite a few options. Oh, cool. We can change the eyebrows and stuff. Oh, okay. Skin tone didn't have that. Okay. Short hair. Cool. It's like my hair when it gets long. I say long, but it's still short. Seeing if there's like another. Ooh. I like that. I like the hair ornaments. Kind of like that one. A little low ponytail. The bowl cut. Nice. The anime protagonist, the spiky hair. Early. Long. Makes me think of been a while since I played it. Liara? No, that's Mass Effect. See the fucking like Dragon Age priest girl who is totally not a spy. Fuck. Leliana? Ah, yes, the fancy do. The slightly less fancy do. I haven't played Dragon Age. Wow. Yeah, I kind of really liked this one. Not gonna, but still. Dragon Age is a good series. That go that way. Black hair, kind of like chocolatey, brown hair, lighter brown. Now we're starting to get into the blondes. Red. Gray. Graying. Or red. Kind of like that one. White. Like a reddish brown. Alright, eyebrows. None. Angie. Those eyebrows, I know, right? Just like, look at them. Okay. I think those ones look pretty good. That looks pretty good. I think those ones are a bit too thin. Where was it? Here. These ones down here look too uniform, you know? Ah. I sneeze. Adding like dark colors added definition to them. Okay. Tattoos. Right. Scars. The classic. Yes. Very anime. Yes. The classic claw. Oh, like the little mouth scar. He got fucked up at some point. Scabbed over. That's the one that it had when we started. The Hawk is what I call that from Dragon Age 2. When I think about it, I don't think that was a... Here we go. Scar. The cheek. Or the Luffy scar. Burnt. Bigger burn. Okay. Can we have multiple? Yes, the mole. Other eye. Teeth. Ooh. Arm sleeve. Same but other arm. Biting. Oh, the Emperor. For the Emperor. Flame Skull. Mortis. Be nice if you could have more than one tattoo. See an arm sleeve. Let's see. Let's see. Kind of like this one the most. Side do we want it to be on though? I like the little circle it makes on the elbow though. Like shoot here. Alright. Tattoo color. purple. We gotta go red, you know? Make it look like it's blood. Maybe not, actually. It does not look like a pink from the interface. I think black is just fine. God, look at all these things we also have to do. Augmentations, here we go. We can get augmentations. Little mouthpiece, little chin thing. Something obscured by the... Ah, of course. Our hair is actually a wig. We have to install it. The golden mouth. The gold head. See, this we can have multiple for. A lot of these are getting like obscured by the little nose breather. The Axe Hand Morgan. It's a One Piece reference. The fucked up my cheek. The Iron Schnoz. Where's it? Side of the head, top of the head. Can't see. Can't see a bunch of these. We gotta show our devotion to the Emperor, right? Something on that. What if we do both? What is... Oh, a little nose bridge. No, it obscures the wing a bit. The lobotomy. Okay, let's go with like the golden mouth.
I'll mention this triumph in my memoirs.
The Divine watches over us.
Time to reap the spoils of the battle.
Blood and mayhem shall be our anthem.
Applaud my brilliance.
Excellence matters.
I am but a vessel for the higher purpose.
Engage the engines.
Through chaos, I stride.
Death's hand reaches for me.
I did fine.
Let our weapons be true and our resolve unbreakable.
This could be an opportunity.
Your existence is naught but ashes.
Madness conquers the void.
The Emperor gave me a vision.
I think we might be going this one. But like red-haired. You know? Think if there's even any characters that have the same hairstyle. Nope. Alright.
Let the macro cannons sing their deadly
Ah.
litany.
Homework. Okay, so looks like each of these comes with a feature and some stat stuff. And some talents. Okay. Death World. On Death Worlds, the plants, beasts, and sometimes even the environment itself take aggressive and destructive forms inimical to human life. Whilst exceptionally difficult to colonize, many Death Worlds possess valuable resources that require an outpost or other human presence upon the planet's surface to harvest. These harsh environments result in some of the hardiest and most resilient populations in the galaxy. Those tested and found wanting die young. Survival instinct. Once per combat, when the wounds of a Death World character drops below 30%, they gain plus 20% of their maximum wounds as temporary wounds. Death World characters also gain a plus 20% bonus to dodge and armor, while they have at least one temporary wound from any source. Alright, they get plus 5 strength. Now we get to read the modifiers. Alright, strength. STR. Describes how physically strong a character is. It affects the damage and a character inflicts with melee weapons and allows them to lift heavier objects. For each bonus point of strength, characters deal 1 additional damage with melee weapons. It also affects the athletics skill. Alright. Toughness. Defines how easily a character can shrug off injuries, as well as how easily they can resist toxins, poisonous environments, diseases, and other physical ailments. It increases the chances of resisting negative physical effects and the amount of a character's wounds. For each bonus point of toughness, characters gain plus 10% wounds. It also affects the carouse skill. I assume we will get into skills later. Agility, Aggie. Measures a character's quickness, reflexes, and poise. High agility allows a character to manipulate delicate explosives with finesse or to keep their footing when crossing treacherous terrain. It improves the character's initiative, dodge, chance, and reaction. If a character uses a melee weapon, their dodge reduction is equal to the half of their agility. It also affects demolition. Intelligence, int, is a measure of the character's acumen, reason, and knowledge. It also affects the lore Imperium, lore Warp, lore Xenos, logic, Medicae, and tech use skills. And fellowship, I'm guessing this is charisma. Fellowship, represents a character's ability to interact with other creatures to deceive, charm, or befriend them. High fellowship will allow a character to find a way to approach a gathering of unsociable servants, or to effortlessly, I don't know why that gave me a problem, make deals with treacherous merchants. It also affects the persuasion, coercion, and commerce skills. And let's see, Brutal Hunter. Death Roll characters gain a plus 15% critical hit chance against targets with the bleeding effect or with 50% or less of their maximum wounds. Trusty Weapons. Death Roll characters gain a plus 10% to crit chance for axes, hammers, and last weapons. I'm guessing laser weapons. Wounded Beast. Every injury increases the Death Roll character's agility and willpower by 5. Every trauma counts as 3 injuries. Lifetime of Scars. Death Roll characters take tough bonus, less damage from flame, toxic damage, and bleeding effects. Tenacity. Once per combat, when a Death Roll character is suffering from the stunned, blinded, or mobilized condition, this condition is ignored, and they instead gain plus 20% temporary wounds to their maximum wounds. So, like, wounds is obviously, you know, health. Voidborn. Voidborn are humans birthed in the belly of a void vessel or aboard an ancient orbital satellite. Those who have lived their lives on void ships become inured to some extent due to the reality-altering process of warp travel and to living in low or zero gravity environments. In many cases, their features are drawn and their skin pallid. They may even have minor deformities or a strangeness to their speech, gait, or general appearance that sets them apart from others. Fortune. A Voidborn character can reroll any failed attack, dodge, parry, characteristic, or skill test with a 20% chance of success. This chance cannot be greater than the base success chance of the roll. Additionally, any enemy dodge or parry against a Voidborn character has a 20% chance to fail after a successful roll. Willpower. Reflects a character's ability to withstand the horrors of the warp, the terrors of space, and the dreadful opponents they are bound to encounter in the Coronus Expanse. High willpower allows characters to exert control over a crowd or interrogate a heretic. It also increases the chances of resisting negative mental effects and psychic powers. A Bloody Mess. Anytime a Voidborn character scores a critical hit, there is a 10% chance to double the damage. Ooh. Contagious Luck. Using a non-damaging ability on an ally grants that ally the ability to reroll any failed attack, dodge, parry, characteristic, or skill test with a 20% chance of success for 1 round. This chance cannot be greater than the base success chance of the roll. Using a non-damaging ability on an enemy grants them a 20% chance to fail a successful dodge or parry test against any character for 1 round. Just a flesh wound. The Voidborn character has a 20% chance to survive after suffering lethal damage, surviving with 1 wound. Okay. Jinx. While a Voidborn character has more than 50% wounds, all chances of all creatures, including enemies, in a 3-cell radius are increased by 10%. While a Voidborn character has less than 50% wounds, all chances of all characters, including enemies, in a 3-cell radius are decreased by 10%. Be smart. Anytime an ability or talent uses the Fellowship bonus, Voidborn character can instead use an Intelligence bonus if it is higher. Additionally, Voidborn characters can always upgrade Intelligence even if their archetype does not allow it. Hive World. A hive world's population is so dense that great swaths of the surface of the world are frequently covered in gargantuan cities bejeweled with towering spires that pierce the atmosphere. Hive worlds are vital to the welfare of the Imperium and are the beating heart of its economy and war machine. They produce munitions for the Emperor's armies and vast manufactories, mine valuable minerals, and refine fuel for the Imperial Navy. Innumerable regiments of the Astra Militarum are raised from their massive populations as well. Strength in numbers. Hive-world characters gain a +1 plus fellowship bonus divided by 2 resolve if there are 3 or more creatures, allies, or enemies in a 3-cell radius. Yet they suffer -2 penalty to resolve with no creatures around. Oh my god, they have anxiety when they're like alone. They have abandonment issues. Camaraderie. Hive world characters can pass willpower resistance tests using their fellowship value instead if their character's fellowship is higher. Outnumber. If a Hive world character has melee superiority against the enemy, the effect is increased by +10. If an enemy has melee superiority against a Hive world character, the effect is decreased by 10. Melee superiority. In melee combat, any target surrounded by more allies than enemies receives a +10 weapon skill bonus for each additional ally. Larger creatures need to be surrounded by more than 2 enemies to provide this advantage to the attackers. Okay, so it's like a flanking bonus. And like encourages you to just like, you know, focus attack single enemies. Weapon personalization. All ranged weapons dealing physical damage have a +1 damage, +5% armor penetration, +1 rate of fire, and -5 to recoil. Helping Hand. If a Hive world character starts their turn adjacent to an ally character that Hive world character gains +2 MP. If a Hive world character ends their turn adjacent to allies, they gain +2 MP on their next turn. Ooh. Fresh start. Hive world characters gain a +50% bonus to dodge against the first attack of opportunity every round. Forge world. What? Alright, stream elements. You're like an hour late, but whatever. Forge world. See that like the next option kind of lets you Forge world and Imperial world give little bonus character option right there. Forge worlds are the domain of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Entire planets ceded to the demands of vast macro industries. Each is a manufacturing super complex of unimaginable capacity and power. Over the millennia, different Forge worlds have become especially renowned for their philosophies or ways of war. These are often colored by the technologies they specialize in manufacturing. The bulk of a Forge world's population is utilized as a labor force, whilst the fortunate few may be inducted into the ranks of the Adeptus Mechanicus itself. So basically capitalism worlds. Get on it. They're socially awkward because they're a bunch of nerds. Pinnacle of weaponry. First attack in combat with any plasma, melta, or power weapon deals additional damage equal to your int bonus. For the remainder of combat, the bonus damage is decreased to int divided by 2. Fire of the Forges. Forge world characters gain plus toughness, tough bonus deflection against the burning effect and flame weapons. Steel of the Forge. While wearing heavy armor, Forge world characters gain +1 MP, +1 deflection, and cannot fall prone. Persistence of the Forge. Forge world characters gain a stacking 10% bonus to hit chance and dodge reduction against any target they hit with a single target attack. Successful critical hits from a single target attack increase the hit chance and dodge reduction by 20%. Calculated relations. Forge world characters can use persuasion, coercion, and commerce based on intelligence instead of fellowship. Imperial world. Imperial world is one of a million planets united by the belief in the immortal god emperor. Hailing from hyper-technological societies to grimy feudal populations, the inhabitants of countless worlds offer fealty and devotion to the master of humanity and the imperial creed espoused by his servants. The designation Imperial World encompasses a vast array of wholly dissimilar worlds that are, nevertheless, part of the Imperium. Humanity's finest. Imperial World characters can select any characteristic except for weapon skill or ballistic skill and add a +10 bonus. I see they don't get any characteristic modifiers. Alright, ready to serve. When Imperial World character is affected by an ally's non-damaging ability, or affects an ally with such an ability, their resolve is increased by fellowship bonus divided by 2 for 1 round. Better to die for the Emperor. While the under 40% wounds, Imperial World characters gain a +10 bonus to all characteristics and +2 to resolve. I'm doing my part. If no other character in the current party has the same archetype as this character, the first use of any ability from this archetype costs -1 AP less. No heresy. Imperial World characters gain +% critical hit chance and +10% armor against Xenos and demonic creatures. Their allies gain half the bonuses of no heresy. However, Imperial World characters Lore Xenos and Lore Warp are always 0. Stronger together. All allies, excluding Xenos, in the current party gain +5 to the same characteristic as was chosen for humanity's finest. Oh my god. They're racist. They're racist. Alright, Fortress Worlds. Fortress Worlds are planets where the entire population is immersed in warfare. They constantly train for the day that they may be called upon to defend the Imperium, a charge that they solemnly uphold. Fortress Worlds are established as bulwarks against the enemy. Every citizen is a soldier, trained to fight from the moment they can handle a weapon. Never stop shooting. Each time a Fortress World character kills an enemy, they gain +10 stacks of Never Stop Shooting. At the start of their turn, there is a stack of Never Stop Shooting % chance that the first attack this round will cost 0 AP and will not count towards the attack limit per round. If this effect triggers, all the stacks are lost. Ooh, perception. Describes how well a character perceives their surroundings. Characters with a high perception can pick out a stray bolt or shell casing in between the day-to-day morass of an underhive, or even tell when someone is being deceitful. It also affects the awareness skill and reduces enemy dodge chance against a character's attacks. Combat Addict. Fortress World characters gain +7 to ballistic skill, perception, and willpower while in combat. While out of combat, their intelligence, fellowship, perception, and willpower are decreased by 7. Hail of Steel. Each round, Fortress World characters gain a stacking +1 bonus to dodge against ranged attacks for each shot they made during this round. Also, the burst attack grants an additional +10 stacks of Never Stop Shooting. Familiar Kickback. At the end of their turn, Fortress World characters gain stacks of Never Stop Shooting equal to half the minimal damage of the most damaging ranged weapon they used this round. Spare magazine. Fortress World characters first reload in combat costs 0 AP. Reloading a weapon grants an additional +10 stacks of Never Stop Shooting. Never Stop Believing. When all stacks of Never Stop Shooting should be lost, they become willpower, I'm guessing, divided by 2 number of stacks instead. Additionally, Fortress World character may upgrade their willpower characteristic even if their current archetype does not allow it. Okay, yeah, so it is willpower. Neato. Okay. Seeing if any of the other ones have like special things. Forge World. Oh. Okay, so this is just like, alright, alright. I want to be a racist, so I'm not going to be an Imperial. I think I might do Hive World. Origin. Ah, yes, our starting outfit. Alright. Astra Militarum Commander. The Astra Militarum, commonly known as the Imperial Guard, is the primary fighting force of the Imperium and the first line of defense from the myriad threats that endanger the existence of humanity in the 21st millennium. You have served as one of the commanders of the Astra Militarum Regiment, commanding thousands and winning battles in the name of the God Emperor. Alright, regimental tactics. The Astra Militarum Commander and all their allies deal an additional plus 20 plus 2 times perception bonus damage to enemies that are adjacent to the commander and their allies until the end of the commander's next turn. So this kind of favors melee builds, is what I'm getting. All of the commander's allies. Oh, adjacent to the commander or their allies until the end. So you can still be ranged. Okay. All of the commander's allies also take no damage from other allies' attacks. Ah, yes. Turning friendly fire off. Alright, ballistic skill. Now we're starting to get into the skills and characteristics. Ballistic skill, BS. Reflects the character's accuracy with all forms of ranged weapons. A high ballistic skill indicates that a character is a Deadeye, someone to be feared in a gunfight or skirmish. The base hit chance for ranged attacks within a weapon's effective range is 30 plus their ballistic skill. Perception. I've already read that one. Athletics. This skill is affected by the strength characteristic. It represents the character's ability to traverse difficult terrain, for example, to leap over collapsed sections of the deck or climb over slippery rocks. Medicae. Affected by intelligence. It is essential to detect and cure injuries that characters suffer in combat. It also increases the number of wounds restored by medikits and allows the use of higher quality medikits. A high Medicae value also assists in healing old injuries before they would turn into traumas. Alright. The following features will be available after Origin Advancement. Plus 5 Perception, plus 10 Medicae. Talents, Suppression Fire. While the Astra Militarum Commander is under the Regimental Tactics effect, their single target melee, ranged attacks, and area effects gain plus 20% to dodge reduction, parry reduction, and cover penetration against enemies adjacent to the commander or their allies. Field of Fire. While the Astra Militarum Commander is under the Regimental Tactics effect, all of their allies gain plus 5% to rate of fire for every attack they have made since the start of this effect. How many times can we use this again? Once per combat. Okay. How long does it last? It's like the entire combat? Let's see how long it lasts. Timely Rescue. While the Astra Militarum Commander is under the Regimental Tactics effect, killing an enemy adjacent to any ally grants that ally an additional 10 momentum. Unflinching Heroism. Every time the Astra Militarum Commander's ally uses a heroic act, the commander gains plus 5 to all of their characteristics until the end of combat. Shoulder to shoulder. While the Astra Militarum Commander is adjacent to any ally, the commander deals an additional plus 10 plus perception bonus % damage to all allies adjacent to the commander's allies. This stacks with Regimental Tactics. Oh. Wowee. Alright. Commissar. Let's also take a look at their getup. Yo, they got a cape. No cape. Alright, Commissar. Commissars of the Officio Prefectus are ruthless officers charged with maintaining the morale, discipline, and fighting spirit of their Astra Militarum regiment. You used to be one of these faithful servants of the God Emperor, a living symbol of Imperium authority, regarded with a mix of fear and awe by their subordinates. Officers? Oh. Archetype. That is later. At all costs. Personal cooldown once per combat. I noticed that this didn't have those designations at the top. Commissar's next single shot or single target melee attack applies the following effects. Enemy target. The target becomes marked. The ally who kills the marked enemy gains an additional turn after the current one with +2 AP and +4 MP. Allied target. All allies gain an additional +1 AP and +3 MP for the next round. Okay. Can only be used once per combat. The Commissar themselves cannot gain bonuses from this ability. That makes sense. Weapon skill. Weapon skill, WS, reflects the character's competence in all forms of close combat. It increases their parry and reduces enemy parry and dodge chance against melee attacks. It also increases chances of scoring critical hit in melee combat. Nice. Coercion, affected by the Fellowship's characteristic. Represents the character's talent to manipulate other people through intimidation and reach their desired goals via threats and pressure during dialogue. So on character advancement, they get +5 Fellowship, +10 Coercion, Duty, and Honor. Well, the Commissar's ally is under the effects of at all costs. That ally suffers +50% damage, but gains +2 AP and +4 MP instead of +1 and +3. Okay. Show them contempt. Well, the Commissar is adjacent to an enemy. All their allies gain plus Commissar's Fellowship bonus divided by 2 resolve. Motivation. Anytime the Commissar grants additional movement points to an ally character, they give +2 movement points more. Summary execution. If the Commissar kills the target with at all costs, they can use at all costs once more this combat for 0 AP. For the Emperor. When momentum is less than 100 points, killing the marked enemy or targeting an ally grants +20 +2 times Fellowship bonus momentum. Okay, we don't really know what momentum is. What's that? Momentum. With momentum, your party members can use unique abilities called Heroic Acts and Desperate Measures. In battle, the level of momentum changes depending on the action of the character. If the momentum gauge reaches 175 or more, any party member can use a Heroic Act. If momentum drops below 25, your party will gain the ability to use Desperate Measures, which has a number of negative effects. At the beginning of each combat, the momentum of the party starts at 100. The maximum momentum of the party is 200, and the minimum is 0. Okay. Makes sense. Crime Lord. Ooh. I like that outfit. Alright. The Imperium survives and prospers in no small part due to the narrowness of its vision, but a rebellious mind and will such as yours could not be so easily constrained. The dark paths of smugglers and renegades that wind behind the facade of the Imperium society offer a dangerous refuge for those unwilling to bow to the law. You used to be one of these dangerous yet resourceful individuals. Surefire plan. At the start of combat, the Crime Lord gains plus intelligence bonus stacks and of the Surefire Plan effect. Activation of this ability consumes 1 stack and makes the next action stronger depending on the type of action. If the Crime Lord attacks, they deal plus 10 plus perception bonus percent, more damage. If the Crime Lord moves, they gain plus 10 plus perception bonus percent chance to dodge and parry until the start of their next turn. The Crime Lord uses a non-damaging ability on an enemy. That enemy suffers a minus 10 plus int bonus percent penalty to damage for 1 round. It can be used multiple times per round. Awareness. Affected by perception characters, encompasses the subconscious ability to react to things that the conscious mind may not perceive. Awareness allows a character to notice traps, cleverly hidden objects, secret passages, and unusual or suspicious elements in the environment. Logic. Affected by int. It makes a character's rational arguments more convincing and allows to notice any logical inconsistencies in other people's words. Also, it helps to operate cogitators more efficiently. May give access to new dialogue options. Killing Plan. The bonus damage of Surefire Plan is increased by 2 plus... what is WS? A weapon skill. 2 times weapon skill percent. Killing at least 1 enemy with an attack restores 1 stack of Surefire Plan. Okay. The bonus to dodge and parry from Surefire Plan is increased by 2 times agility bonus. Dodging or parrying at least 1 attack by the start of the next round restores 1 stack of Surefire Plan. Disorienting Plan. An enemy affected by Surefire Plan also suffers a minus 10 plus 2 times perception bonus penalty to dodge and parry reduction. Okay. Contingency Plan. If at the start of a turn the Crime Lord has no stacks of Surefire Plan, they gain plus 1 stack. The Last Plan. Once per combat, if the Crime Lord has at least 1 stack of Surefire Plan, they do not die from lethal damage. Instead, they heal 5 times Surefire Plan stacks percent of maximum wounds, lose all stacks, can no longer gain Surefire Plan stacks. Okay. Cool. Ministorum Rest. Neato looking. The Ecclesiarchy, known formally as the Adeptus Ministorum, is a vast institution that oversees the galaxy-spanning religion of the Imperium. The Ecclesiarchy's complex hierarchies of cardinals, missionaries, preachers, and zealous laity ensure the prescribed prayers and invocations are made, all the while instructing the masses to guard against heresy and deviancy. You used to be one of those fiery and charismatic individuals concerned with keeping a close watch on your congregation. War Hymn. Grants momentum equal to 2 times devotee's willpower bonus. This ability also grants an additional willpower bonus momentum for each enemy that is either in a 5-cell radius around the priest or was hit by the priest this turn. Can only be used once in combat. Lore Imperium. It reflects a character's understanding of the Imperium's tenets, history, and structure. May give access to new dialogue options. And Medicaid. Makes sense. Alright. Litany of Purification. All enemies in the area effect of War Hymn of Furious Recital. They changed the name up there. Gain plus 1 stack of the Disturbed effect. Enemies that are adjacent to the devotee gain plus 2 stacks of Disturbed instead. Also, all demons in the area of effect suffer damage equal to the momentum restored to the devotee while using this ability. Litany of Hatred. The devotee and their allies in the area of effect of War Hymn gain plus devotee's willpower bonus divided by 2, damage for single shots, and attacks of opportunity for 1 round. Okay. Shield of Faith. The devotee gains a plus 4 times willpower bonus percent to armor against attacks of demons and warp damage. Devotee's resolve is also permanently increased by willpower bonus divided by 2. The Emperor Protect. The devotee gains a willpower bonus percent chance to ignore an enemy attack. Flensing Face. Melee, flame, and melta damage or attacks against demons and psychers deal an additional plus 2 times willpower bonus damage and gain plus 6 times willpower bonus percentage armor penetration. Such attacks against Xenos deal an additional plus willpower bonus damage and gain a plus 3 times willpower bonus armor penetration. Oh no, they're racist. They're also racist. Navy. Ah, the hat. Ooh, nice cape. The Imperial Navy is responsible for the fleets of void ships that assert the dominance of the Imperium amid the stars and fulfill other duties connected to the void and warp travel. You used to be a Navy officer and a commander of a void ship, hardened in numerous battles and famous for resounding victories. Oh, fellowship, baby. Brace for impact, personal, cooldown once per combat. For 1 round, the Navy officer and their allies in a 3-cell radius gain plus 2 deflection for each archetype taken by the Navy officer. They also cannot be forcefully moved or overpenetrated. Ooh. Commerce, affected by fellowship. It represents the character's business sense and their ability to make profitable bargains. May gain access to new dialogue options. Demolition, affected by agility. It is used to deactivate traps. It also allows the use of explosives to blast containers open and break through closed doors and blocked passages. Okay. Do not falter. All allies affected by Brace for Impact do not suffer the negative effects of melee superiority for the entire combat. Okay, so that's like the plus 10 bonuses for flanking, basically. Scatter. All allies affected by Brace for Impact suffer only half damage from all attacks of opportunity. Perfect timing. All allies affected by Brace for Impact gain a plus 30% to cover penetration. The Navy officer also permanently gains plus 15% to cover penetration. Get off me. Brace for Impact also allows the Navy officer to use any ranged weapon in threatened areas, knocks enemies prone, and pushes them 1 cell away during the effect. Get into cover. All allies affected by Brace for Impact gain an extra turn with 0 MP and 3 movement points, and increase their cover efficiency by 20% for 1 round. Okay. So they're good at countering. They improve cover bonuses. We have fancy hat. Alright, Nobel. The high nobility of the Imperium are an enormously privileged and powerful elite, a breed apart from the common masses they rule. You grew into adulthood upon a pedestal of affluence and grandeur that towered high above the common masses. You expected their obedience and lived upon the fruits of their toil, surrounded by your family in solemn fealty. You serve me. The noble assigns 1 ally who will become their servant until the end of combat. Anytime the noble's abilities affect the servant gains +5 to all characteristics until the start of the noble's next turn. Anytime the servant attacks a target that the noble dealt damage to last turn, the servant gains +10 to the noble's fellowship bonus. Critical hit chance against the target can only be used once per combat. Alright. Int, fellowship, coercion, persuasion. Affected by fellowship. It represents a character's talent to manipulate other people through negotiation. It allows a character to reach their desired goals in dialogues by making good impressions and peacefully convincing others to agree with their point. You, do something. If Noble uses an ability on their servant, the servant gains +1 AP next turn, does not stack with itself. You, protect me. If the noble and the servant are adjacent to each other at the start of the noble's turn, they both gain temporary wounds equivalent or equal to the servant's tough bonus or the noble's fellowship bonus, depending on which is higher. You, go on. The noble servant gains +2 movement points every turn. Alright. You, kill it. If the servant kills the target that the noble dealt damage to last turn, the noble gains +1 AP next turn. Alright, you are next. If the servant has less than 30% maximum wounds, the noble can use you, serve me once more in combat, designating a new servant and removing the effect from the previous one. The noble cannot designate a character who already was their servant this combat. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Sanctioned Psyker. Kinda cool looking. Alright. Wow, that's a lot of things right there. I don't have that here. Psykers are feared and distrusted, but are nonetheless valuable assets to the Imperium. The role of the Adeptus Astra Telepathica is to recruit, identify, and classify those found to possess psychic abilities. The most powerful who somehow survive the rigorous sanctioning rituals are selected to serve on the battlefield. The mind of a sanctioned psyker is steeled against the manifold dangers risked by wielders of warp powers. You're one of those found worthy to serve humanity and have miraculously survived the perils of the warp. Note, damaging psyker powers count as weapon attacks, counting towards the normal attack limit per round and gaining all the benefits of abilities and talents, increasing the damage of attacks. For example, a soldier using the run and gun ability will be able to use damaging psyker powers twice per turn, and an operative's analyze enemies ability affects the damage of damaging psyker powers. Okay. Sanctioned Psyker. Sanctioned Psykers have reduced -20% chances to trigger psychic phenomena. What does that mean? Each time a Psyker uses their psychic powers, the veil between real space and the warp degrades, which can trigger psychic phenomena. It's like wild magic. Psychic phenomena are more disconcerting than dangerous, intruding into the thoughts of people around the Psyker or causing omens and visions. Psychic phenomena reduce the momentum of the party, distracting them from combat, lowering their morale, or just causing bad luck. Psykers can be sanctioned or unsanctioned. Chances that sanctioned Psykers will cause psychic phenomena are halved, while unsanctioned Psykers instead have increased chances and +1 to their Psi rating. Psi rating 0. This character is a Psyker, albeit quite a weak one. Huh. I'm guessing Psyker is going to be like one of the archetypes. Then. So, like, if you don't have this. Okay, so, like, you're less likely to cause a wild magic effect at the cost of being slightly, like, slightly weaker. Alright, lore warp. Each level of psi rating gives the psyker access to new psychic powers. It also intensifies damaging psychic powers. Yep, makes sense. Okay. Lore. Warp. Represents knowledge about the nature of the warp entities and their twisted physical manifestations may give access to new dialogue options. Carouse. Represents the ability to resist negative effects applied by some poisons, stimulators, or alcohol. May give access to new dialogue options. Ooh. Oh boy. Oh boy. Abilities. Divination. Divination specializes in gleaning information and using it to turn fortune in your favor. Diviners find useful insights everywhere, manifesting extrasensory abilities and glimpsing the future. Okay. Biomancy. Biomancy focuses on manipulating living flesh and biological processes. Biomancers can heal wounds and alter physical characteristics. Telepathy. Telepaths are psychers whose mental expertise lies in contacting and controlling the minds of others. With a single thought, a telepath can tear away his foe's sanity, induce states of numbing terror, or possess his victim's thoughts and mold their acts as if they were his own. Pyromancy. Pyromancer is a master of flame, a psyker who is able to create searing infernos out of thin air. Pyromancy is one of the most spectacular and destructive forms of psychic ability, and those who face a pyromancer in combat are oft reduced to naught but a pile of charred bones. Sanctic powers. A concentration of faith. Sanctic powers are used by pious psychers to protect allies and smite heretics. Ah, yes, the paladin. So, we got foresight, we got healing, we got mind control, damage, and paladin. Still mine. The psyker's resolve is increased by plus willpower bonus divided by 2, while veil degradation is 10 or lower. Inscribed soul. The psyker gains the inscribed soul ability. It costs no AP, but deals direct damage to the psyker equal to 25% of the psyker's maximum wounds. The next psychic power used after this ability will not trigger the psychic phenomena or perils of the warp and will not degrade the veil. Sacred rituals. Psychic powers have a 25% chance to regain AP spent on psychic powers when veil degradation is 10 or lower. Blade of Light. Force weapon attacks deal +1 plus psi rating, more damage, and have +5 times psychic rating, more armor penetration. Enforce reality. Usage of a heroic act by the psyker decreases veil degradation by intelligence bonus. Psychic barrage. Whenever the psyker uses a damaging psychic power on targets that are 6 cells or farther from the psyker, the targets suffer an additional plus ballistic skill bonus damage. Okay. Second sight. Psyker's psychic powers that have a range of 2 cells or more have their range increased by plus perception bonus. A stabilizing factor. The first psychic power used each turn increases veil degradation by 2 points less. If this talent reduces the effect on veil degradation to less than 0, veil degradation is instead decreased by 1. Okay. Subtle manipulation. Psyker can use a damaging psychic power while being threatened by enemies in melee range without provoking attacks of opportunity. Non-damaging psychic powers do not provoke attacks of opportunity even without this talent. Okay. Obscured threat. While the psyker is not in the target's line of sight or the psyker is in cover, all resistance tests of the target suffer a -4 plus 4 times psychic rating penalty. Okay, okay. I think I might go psyker. Sounds fun. Perils of the warp. This dangerous phenomenon may occur whenever Veil degradation reaches 15 and a major psychic power is activated. The chance of this happening is 10 plus psi rating plus Veil degradation percent. Perils of the warp are dangerous to anyone in the vicinity of the Psyker. Their manifestation can push away characters, damage them, summon demons, fill the area with motive force charges, and much more. Perils of the warp are unpredictable and extremely dangerous. Tell me about Veil degradation. When Psychers reach deeper into the warp to power their abilities, there is always a chance of the Empyrean bleeding into our reality, unleashing its destructive influence. Use of Psychic powers in battle by both allies and foes tears at the veil between the Materium and the Immaterium, between reality and the nightmarish realms beyond. While the veil holds, using psychic powers presents little danger, and their use merely triggers psychic phenomena. But should veil degradation reach 15, the chance to cause psychic phenomena double, and perils of the warp may occur anytime a major psychic power is used. The chance for it to occur is equal to 10 plus siren plus veil degradation. At this point, any major psychic power that does not cause perils of the warp instead causes psychic phenomena. I want to be a wild mage. Or I guess not so wild mage. Okay, now we're choosing our specialization. Okay, biomancy. Biomancy focuses on manipulating living flesh and biological processes. Biomancers can heal wounds and alter physical characteristics. Iron Arm. The target gains plus 10 plus 4 times Psyker's psi rating, strength, and toughness until the end of combat. Okay. Okay. Enfeeble. There's a lot of abilities. We're gonna take a break. 1, getting low on tea, and I need a refill. And 2, I'm hungry. So, okay, this game does not break when you click out of it. That's good. That's good. All right. So, all right. Now I'm back. I have now. Let's get back to character creation. It's been 2 hours, right? And we're halfway through. All right, so we're picking what kind of psyker we're gonna be, what kind of sanctioned psyker we're gonna be. So biomancy, healing and body sculpting, basically. Abilities: enfeeble. Until the end of combat, all targets within the area suffer a -5 plus 3 times psychic rating penalty to strength and agility, and a +3 plus 2 times psychic rating increase to all incoming damage. Ugh. My mouth is all phlegmy from eating. Okay. Alright. Invigorate. Restores 2 times Psyker's psychic ability, plus willpower bonus wounds, to the target. If this ability brings the target to full wounds, this power also removes all stunned, bleeding, fatigued, blinded, immobilized, staggered, and fresh injury effects from the target. Okay. Okay. So it's like a Cure Wounds plus Lesser Resto combined. Metabolic Overcharge. The target ally immediately gains an extra turn with twice the number of their normal MP and Psyker's psi rating AP, but their organism is subjected to severe stress, making them suffer 5% of their maximum wounds damage at the end of each turn until the end of combat. Every action the target makes during this extra turn will also trigger this damage. Ugh. Regeneration. Until the end of combat, the target recovers plus Psyker's Psi rating plus willpower bonus divided by 2 wounds at the beginning of each of their turns and removes 1 toxin, stunned, immobilized, bleeding, blinded, staggered, or fatigued effect. If the target has several effects, the removed effect is selected randomly. Okay. Makes sense. Warp speed. Until the end of combat, the target ally increases their MP by +3 plus the Psyker's Psi ability, their agility by +3 plus Psyker's Psi ability, and their AP by 1. Cool, cool. Alright, talents. Adrenaline Surge. On the first turn of every combat, all psychic powers of the Biomancy discipline have -1 action point cost. How do we know how many action points a thing costs? Should, like, note that. A biophysical distortion. All of the Psyker's attacks, including damaging psychic powers, now poison enemies. This poison deals 3 plus 3 times the Psi rating damage every turn. So, at base, it would be 3, at least as of now. I imagine also picking the Psyker class or whatever will probably further increase my Psi rating. Sanguine Siphon. Every time the Psyker deals damage, they gain a +1 stack of the Sanguine Siphon effect. If that damage was dealt to a target adjacent to the Psyker, they gain +2 stacks instead. When the Psyker suffers lethal damage, the stacks of Sanguine Siphon are removed to reduce this damage by -1 for each stack until either all stacks are removed or the damage is no longer lethal. Interesting. Cool. Confer immunity. Whenever the Psyker is healed or heals any ally, if the character being healed is already at full wounds, that character instead gains temporary wounds equal to the healing. These temporary wounds do not stack. Okay, that's actually pretty cool. So you can, like, over-heal your allies as a Bio-Scion or Biomancer. Bio-Scion is the stars of outnumber turn for basically this kind of psychic discipline. Corpus Conversion. When an enemy adjacent to an ally dies, that ally gains a stacking Corpus Conversion effect. If multiple allies are adjacent to the dead enemy, one is selected at random. The Psyker's next psychic ability that targets only the target with Corpus Conversion will work as if the Psyker's Psi rating is +2 higher, will not damage the Veil, and will not trigger psychic phenomena or Perils of the Warp, and will remove -1 stack of Corpus Conversion from the target. Cool, cool. Pulse of Life. Whenever the Psyker heals themselves or another character with a psychic power or an effect applied by a psychic power, this healing can critically heal with a chance of 5 plus 2 times willpower bonus %. This critical heal chance is increased by all of the effects that increase critical hit chance, and the amount healed is increased by the same value as critical damage. Strange Vitality. When the Psyker's allies or the Psyker themselves are under the effects of the psychic powers, they gain +5 toughness for each such effect. Deterioration. Whenever an effect applied by the Psyker increases the damage suffered by a target, this effect is increased by half. For example, a 20% increase turns into 30% increase. Okay. Alright. Pretty cool. Diviner. Divination. Divination specializes in gleaning information, using it to turn fortune in your favor. Diviners find useful insights everywhere, manifesting extrasensory abilities and glimpsing the future. Forewarning. The Psyker increases the target's dodge and parry by +3 plus Psyker's perception bonus plus 3 times the psi rating until the end of combat. Okay. So, like, you can buff an ally's parry and dodge. That's pretty nice. Alright, foreboding. Creates an area that lasts until the start of the Psyker's next turn. All allies within that area gain +4 plus 2 times Psyker's psi rating, percent dodge. Their dodge chance cannot be less than the Psyker's perception bonus plus wisdom or willpower bonus percent. Okay. Perfect timing. All allies that are currently affected by any of the Psyker's powers gain the perfect timing effect. Perfect timing. When an ally under this effect dodges or parries an attack, if this ally has a weapon capable of reaching the attacker and has an attack that costs 1 or less AP, that ally immediately counterattacks with this weapon, and the perfect timing effect fades. Okay. So it's like an auto AoE, basically. Prescience. The target gains +4 plus 2 times higher rating at intelligence, perception, fellowship, and willpower until the end of combat. Precognition. Once per round, the Psyker's next turn is moved up by 2 turns in the round initiative sequence. This ability may allow the Psyker to have 2 turns during 1 round. Prosthetic intervention. Whenever an ally suffers damage that would make them fall unconscious, the Psyker immediately gains an extra turn. During that turn, the Psyker can only use prosthetic intervention. This power can only be used under these circumstances. Prosthetic intervention restores the allies' wounds to the amount they had before the attack that triggered the intervention. However, the Psyker's psi rating is reduced by 1 until the end of combat. This power can only be used by Psykers with a psi rating of 3 or higher. Okay. Edge of Fate. At the beginning of every combat, the Psyker's allies gain plus 15% crit chance. The first critical hit removes this effect. Fate Bringer. Allies under the effect of at least 1 psychic power gain an additional +5 plus 2 times Psyker's psychic rating. Armor penetration. Okay. Flawless plan. Every ninth successful dodge and or parry by the Psyker and their allies combined grants the Psyker plus 2 additional AP on the next turn. Every ninth. That is specific. That is oddly specific. I like it. Predicted downfall. The first dodge attempt of every enemy in combat suffers a -7 plus 7 times the Psyker's psi rating penalty. Unnatural luck. When the Psyker uses a divination psychic power on an ally without an unnatural luck effect, that ally gains unnatural luck. Unnatural luck. When the ally suffers a critical hit, it becomes a normal hit instead, and the unnatural luck effect is removed. Okay, anti-crit is nice. Pyromancer. Ignite. The target suffers from 1 plus 5 times psychic rating to Psyker's willpower bonus plus 5 times psychic rating damage. So at this point, 1 to, I don't know what our willpower bonus is. 1 to something. And gains the Warp Burn effect. This attack has 5 times psi rating percent armor penetration. Warp Burn deals Psyker's willpower bonus plus 2 times psychic rating damage to the target at the end of their turn with 5 times psychic rating percent armor penetration. The target creature must pass an agility test with -5 times Psyker's penalty to stop burning. Firestorm. This psychic power only impacts creatures suffering from warp burn or burning. Everyone adjacent to the target point suffers the effects of the ignite psychic power. Oh boy. So basically, if someone is warp burning or burning, you can basically ignite anyone who's adjacent to them. That's pretty cool. Orchestrate flames. The target does not stop burning and no longer makes tests to stop burning. Additionally, if the target is an ally, every melee attack that ally makes inflicts full burning damage on targets of their attack, while they themselves now only suffer half burning damage from now on. Cool. Molten Beam adds double the damage of Ignite to all creatures in a 12-cell line that reduces their armor by -10 plus 2 times psychic rating % until the end of combat. If the enemy's armor falls to 0, it gains the Warp Burn effect. Inflame. Until the end of combat, all burning conditions will deal plus 2 times psychic rating more damage. Every burning creature in combat immediately suffers damage. Incinerate. The target suffers double the damage, the Ignite psychic power, and half the fire damage of all the burning creatures within line of sight to the target. Holy shit. In other words, like the more people on fire, like the more damage that does. Just blow everything up. Blazing Inferno. The Psyker's critical hit chance increases by plus 1% until the end of combat every time the Psyker deals damage by any means. Ooh. Backdraft. Whenever a psychic power used by the Psyker deals damage, a random enemy within 2 cells from the initial target suffers half of this damage. That damage does not trigger this talent again. No infinite damage. Bounty of Flames. Psyker gains plus 8 times psychic rating, additional armor against fire damage, and half this amount as additional armor against energy damage from laser, melta, and plasma weapons. Relentless Blaze. When the Psyker is burning, the Psyker's psi rating is increased by plus 1, and the Psyker's resolve is increased by plus 2. Damage from fire no longer reduces the Psyker's momentum. Burning Blood. When the Psyker uses psychic power, all enemies adjacent to the Psyker suffer 4 times psi rating direct damage. The same also happens when the Psyker suffers damage from burning, bleeding, or melee attacks. So they're good at countering people that get up close to them. Every time the Psyker kills or scores a critical hit against 8 creatures in one combat, the Psyker's next attack, including attacking psychic powers, will cost 0 AP and have no cooldown. Melting Armor. Every time an enemy suffers damage from the Psyker, that enemy's armor is reduced by -3%. If the enemy's armor is already 0, this enemy's deflection is reduced by 1 instead. Sparks of the Greater Flame. All damage over time effects applied by the Psyker gain a 5 plus 5 times psi rating critical hit chance. This chance is increased by all bonuses to critical hit chance. Whew. Holy shit. Crowd Control. Alright, Word of the Emperor. All allies in a circle within a 5-cell radius gain +1 plus psychic rating resolve until the end of combat. Every additional stack of this effect increases the resolve bonus by 2. Purge Souls. Deals a range of 1 plus Psyker psi rating +1, so at this point 2, times resolve times 4, or divided by 4, plus to the direct damage. This damage is increased by +50% against Xenos, by +100% against Chaos Worshippers or Drakari, +150% against Demons, and by 50% if the enemy has already damaged the Psyker or any of the Psyker's allies this combat. These damage bonuses also affect any damage bonuses from other sources. Okay. This power does not affect targets that lack souls. That applies. There are targets that lack souls. Light of the Emperor. All allies affected by Word of the Emperor are healed for blah wounds. The psychic power can only be used while there is at least one ally affected by Word of the Emperor. What's the effect of this again? All allies. Okay. Hammer of the Emperor. Hammer time. All allies affected by Word of the Emperor gain the Hammer of the Emperor effect. Next time they deal damage, this damage is increased by 5 plus Psyker's Psi rating plus allies resolve, and the effect is removed. Can only be used while there is at least one ally. Shield of the Emperor. Until the start of the Psyker's next turn, all allies affected by Word of the Emperor increase their deflection by plus Psyker's Psi rating divided by 2, minimum of 1, and armor by plus 10, plus 2 times allies resolve. Good. Sword of Faith. This psychic power costs 50 momentum and can only be used when momentum is 175 or higher. Until the end of combat, the weapon in the Psyker's hand is replaced by a sword made of sheer will. This sword has a single target attack and an area attack like a two-handed sword, and can be used to release a cone of fire or a line of fire like a flamethrower. The damage of this sword is the same as that of Purge Soul, with all the same bonuses. If the Psyker used a force weapon, all the bonuses from that force weapon remain. For the purposes of talents and other bonuses, Sword of Faith counts as a force weapon. This power can be used again, increasing the damage of the sword by plus the Psyker's resolve. I'm seeing a lot of resolve here. What does resolve do? Resolve influences how efficiently and for long characters can fight in the battle. It determines the amount of momentum gained at the beginning of each turn or after killing an enemy. Okay. Destin. Psyker's armor increases by 5%. This bonus increases by 5% at the start of every turn of combat except the first. Man. They're kind of like tanky. These are the tanky Psykers. Enemies adjacent to the Psyker suffer 10% more damage. Okay. Eternal Glory. First time that momentum reaches 200 during the Psyker's turn, the Psyker gains plus 5 to all characteristics, plus 1 to resolve, plus 1 to deflection, plus 1 to all damage that the Psyker deals until the end of combat. Nice. Hymn of Hatred. Critical hits scored by anyone within the Psyker's line of sight, including the Psyker themselves, increase the Psyker's critical damage by plus 1 till the end of combat. Stacks. Wow. Psalm of Heroes. Psyker's Psi rating is increased by plus 1 to the end of combat every time an ally uses a heroic act. Sanctified Slayer. The Psyker's critical hit chance is increased by plus resolve %. Telepath. Psychic Shriek. One creature within a 12 cell radius costs 2 AP. Okay, finally we have a thing that actually does this. Or shows this stuff. Deals 1 plus Psyker's willpower bonus times Psi rating to 4 damage to the target. Okay. Spends all movement points, can no longer use attacking abilities on current turn. I notice that is like the only one that it does. Alright, Dominate. Target must pass a willpower resistance test with -5 times psychic rating penalty, or at their next turn, they will spend all of their movement points to move as close as possible towards the Psyker. They can act as normal, but all their MP are spent on moving toward the Psyker. At the end of their turn, the target must make a willpower resistance test again, otherwise they remain under this effect. Psychic Assault. Psyker deals Psychic Shriek damage to everyone within a 7-cell radius cone in front of the Psyker and forces them to make a willpower resistance test. All targets that fail the test are stunned until the Psyker's next turn. Nice. Sensory Deprivation. The target makes a willpower resistance test. If it succeeds, the target is merely blinded until the start of the Psyker's next turn. If the target fails the test, they become blinded and suffer an additional -5 times psychic rating penalty to all characteristics reduced by blindness, and must make a willpower resistance test at the end of each turn. First success makes them just blinded, and second success removes the blinded effect. Okay. Mind Bond. At any time until the end of combat, the target of Mind Bond makes perception, intelligence, willpower, or fellowship test using either theirs or the Psyker's stash, whichever is higher at the moment. Okay. Mind Rupture. If the target makes a willpower resistance test, if that test fails, the target immediately attacks its ally. After, the target suffers damage from Psychic Shriek, and their willpower is reduced by -10 plus 2 times Psychic Psi rating until the end of combat. If the test succeeds, the target just suffers damage from Psychic Scream, and their willpower is reduced by the thing. Alright. Aftershock. Every time the Psyker deals mental damage from any source other than Aftershock, the target suffers half as much mental damage at the end of his next turn. Mental Breach. Enemies that have taken damage from the Psyker at least once suffer a -20 penalty to all resistance tests against the Psyker until the end of combat. Mind Siege. Enemies that have failed a willpower resistance test against any of the Psyker's psychic powers will suffer an additional +3 times psychic rating mental damage every time they suffer mental damage until the end of combat. Anytime an enemy becomes a target of any particular Psyker ability for the first time, this enemy suffers a -5 penalty to their intelligence and perception, and the Psyker's intelligence and perception increase by 2 until the end of combat. Cool. Pain Channeling. Whenever the Psyker kills an enemy with a psychic power dealing more damage than wounds to the target, the excess damage will be dealt to the enemy closest to the target. Nice. Okay. You kind of want like overkill damage. Visions of Doom. Enemies that become targets of the Psyker's psychic powers gain a stacking -5 penalty to their dodge and parry until the end of combat. Warp Minds. After every 6th use of a psychic power by the Psyker, all enemies gain a stacking -5 penalty to all characteristics until the end of combat. Nice. Big Hearts. Enemies currently inflicted with blinded, stunned, immobilized, or prone effects by the Psyker suffer +10% more damage. Like, wait, do any of those cause that? Stunned. Blinded. Okay, okay. Kind of like Biomancer. I'll be like the heal bot, no, but still. The Game Awards are on, I had no idea. Oh, yeah. Me neither. Nor do I really care. Upon solving the mystery of a powerful, psychically active Xeno artifact, you manage to destroy the creation of countless enemies of humanity. Lore, Xenos. Represents knowledge of the alien species known to the Imperium, the threat they pose, and their general appearance may give access to new dialogue options. Also can be used to disable traps of Xeno origin. They did an Alan Wake dance? I see. I don't know what that means. Illustrious Glory. You single-handedly saved a pilgrim ship by stopping a warp breach while traveling through the Immaterium. Persuasion. Thought I was gonna die watching it. Sounds pretty cringe, bro. The power of your sorcery crushed a demon of the arch enemy and drove it back to the warp. I wonder if this changes based off of... Okay, no, it doesn't. me some persuasion. Darkest Hour. You were accused of being possessed by a warp entity and forced into exile, leaving your soul forever scarred. Brand of Shame. Your sorcery caused a warp manifestation aboard a void ship, claiming thousands of lives in the end. -5 awareness. An error during the sanctioning process brought you many hours of agony, which nearly cost you your life. That. Okay. Only choose one of the first-tier archetypes at this moment. Archetypes are development paths that your characters follow. Each archetype encapsulates a unique set of skills and expertise and represents a specific combat specialization. From the frontline warrior to the indispensable leader preferring to command from the rear. Choose who you want to be in the grim dark future of Warhammer 40K Rogue Trader. Okay. Level 1, level 16, level 36. Okay, wow, you can get pretty high level in this. Alright, let's see. Who's this? Oh. Just had the Fallout series cast come out, and the person dressed in power armor pointed that their bosses are there. Todd Howard. See. Warriors are combatants boasting exceptional melee prowess, capable of dealing high damage in close quarters combat and withstanding heavy amounts of damage. They also excel at drawing enemies' attention from less defended allies. Core focus, melee, movement, and dodge, armor, and parry, taunts, soaking damage. Okay. Each known features charge. Where moves in a straight line and launches a melee attack against any target in the warrior's path. This attack does not count towards the limit of the warrior's attacks per turn. There must be at least 2 free cells between the warrior and the target to use charge. Daring Breach, personal, combat, once per turn. The warrior immediately restores all AP and MP and gains, plus agility bonus. MP until the end of the turn. They don't lose MP after performing attacks. The warrior has no limit on melee weapon attacks this turn. Daring Breach. Oh, so there's like a heroic and a desperate version. Where immediately restores all AP and gains plus 2 times warrior's agility bonus. MP until the end of the turn. The warrior has no limit on melee weapon attacks this turn. Starting from the next round until the end of combat, the warrior can't use charge and their MP is reduced by 3. Okay. Can't even look at these yet. Officer. Officers use their willpower and fellowship to improve the combat capabilities of their allies, turning them into greater threats on the battlefield. Core focus, extra turns, single target buffs, rescuing allies, momentum. Okay. Bring it down. The officer immediately grants an ally an extra turn with action points equal to 2 and no movement points. If the ally is under the effect of Voice of Command, and kills an enemy before the end of the officer's turn, the ally gains a one-time additional +++, 2 times officer's fellowship bonus momentum. Force command: the officer forces an ally to fully push themselves, increasing their characteristics by +5 2 times the officer's fellowship bonus for 1 round. Additionally, all of the officer's abilities can be applied to the target of voice of command from any distance. Character who becomes the target of voice of command cannot be targeted by this ability again for the next 2 rounds. Alright, minus hour. The officer grants an ally an extra turn with full AP and MP. During the extra turn, there is no attack limit. 1 friendly creature, unlimited range. 1 friendly creature, unlimited range. So the same thing, but till the end of combat, the officer's fellowship is halved. Ooh. All right. Operative. An operative uses intelligence and perception to find and exploit weaknesses in an enemy's defenses. None can withstand an attack from operative. Core focus: precise single attacks, defense penetration, area debuffs, consistent firing position. Okay, analyze enemies. 1 enemy creature within 20 cell radius. 1 round cooldown. The operative targets 1 enemy within 10 cells. It says 20 there. From the operative. That target immediately gains +1 plus int bonus divided by 2 exploits. What's an exploit? The operative hits a target with an exploit stack. The attack deals +5 times perception bonus % more damage. So basically a sneak attack. Got it. The damage is also increased by 10% for each exploit on the target. The attack removes all exploits from the target. Okay. Basically sneak attack. Got it. Dismantling attack. Heroic version. Or actually, let's just do this one. The operative immediately inflicts 1 exploit on all enemies in combat, then makes a free attack against a target. That attack always hits. Till the end of combat, the target of this attack suffers a -30% penalty to dodge and a -30% penalty to armor. Till the end of combat, the operative's attacks cost 1 more AP. And then dismantling attack, second weapon. Inflicts -1. Okay, so kind of the same thing. Okay. Soldier. Soldier is a master of all ranged weapons, quickly able to assume an advantageous position from where they stand ready to rain fire on the enemy. While well trained in a highly diverse range of arms, a soldier is particularly proficient at blasting their target with burst fire and area weapons. For focus: movement, ranged attacks, cover and dodge, burst fire, area attacks. Alright, run and gun. Soldier gains a +2 agility bonus divided by 2 MP. Their next attack costs -1 AP less and does not count toward the attack per limit turn. Until the end of the next turn, the soldier becomes winded. While winded, the soldier suffers a -10 penalty to ballistic skill and cannot use run and gun. Revel in slaughter. Soldier immediately removes the winded effect. Till the end of combat, the soldier gains the following bonuses: +10 ballistic skill, +5 plus 2 times agility bonus critical damage, plus agility bonus % critical hit chance. This ability becomes available after the soldier kills 3 enemies. The kill counter is not reset between rounds. So cumulative. Firearm mastery. Soldier gains the ability to make a number of extra attacks equal to their weapon's rate of fire, minimum of 2, using the weapon attack that normally costs the least AP. These attacks do not spend AP. Till the end of the soldier's turn, their first attack against each new enemy automatically scores a critical hit. The soldier immediately reloads their current weapon, starting from the next round, and until the end of combat, the soldier's AP are reduced by 1. Okay. Kind of like the sound of officer. Bet I can't really look at these. Oh, I actually can't. So there's like skill trees. Keystone feature. Persuasion commerce. Minus hour improvement. Ooh, new abilities. So many things. Alright, let's go officer. Characteristics. I've got 30 points available. Toughness, willpower. I'm gonna want like willpower. How about this? Like I mostly want willpower. Yeah, willpower. Okay. That doesn't increase anything, huh? Is there parry and reduce enemy parry? Okay. Oh, I see that there's like a max number of things that you can get. Oof, I could get higher willpower if I decide not to be from the Hive world. I decide not to be part of the Hive. Increase that. Int is always nice. And initiative, good too. Let us get some of our buffs off on one of our allies a bit quicker, you know. Illustrious glory. Okay. Void ship. Oh, that one looks cool. Okay. Each of these ships. Sword class frigate. The Sword class frigate is a classic combat ship designed, proven in thousands of battles, combining decent firepower, high speed, and respectable survivability. Estimated dimensions: 1.6 kilometers in length, 0.3 kilometers abeam at the fins, approximately. Estimated tonnage: 6 megatons, approximately. Estimated number of souls: 26,000, approximately. Holy shit. Big ass ships. The Von Valankius flagship is the mightiest void ship belonging to the Von Valankius dynasty. Every system aboard this frigate has been tried and tested in innumerable engagements. Its weapons and turrets deliver hard-hitting volleys with pinpoint accuracy. Its plasma drives are rugged yet reliable in extreme conditions. The flagship's size and maneuverability are perfect for pursuing smaller, faster raiders and for hunting the countless pirates, Xenos, and heretics in the Coronus Expanse. Numerous Von Valankius rogue traders have acknowledged the exceptional performance of this vessel, and, with a few minor updates, the flagship has continued to faithfully serve the Von Valankius dynasty. The Falchion class frigate is a more advanced and modern design that was developed by only 5 centuries ago, but has already proven to be as good as veteran frigates like the Sword class. Estimated dimensions: 2.2 kilometers in length, 0.3 kilometers abeam at the fins approximately. Estimated tonnage: 6.5 megatons, 27,000 crew. But do it dance? Who knows? Firestorm class. Firestorm class frigate is the modification of the Sword class designed to deliver fire strikes against larger enemy ships, not shying away from engagements with a superior opponent. 1.8 kilometers in length, 0.3 abeam, 6 megatons, 25,000 souls. So that's for entering the name.
Let the macro sing their deadly litany. The Emperor gave me a vision.
Notice that we haven't had like a this. Oh. Show backpack. There we go. Which ship should we have? Victim Erebus. Unforgiven. Daring Destiny. Destiny Hunter. Mercy of the Stars. That's a good name. Charybdis. Victim Erebus. Seeker's Haven. Apex Predator. Atonement of the Abyss. redemption inexorable. First forged. Fatum Arcaeum. Guardians of the Brink. Unbound Avarice. Righteous Absolution. Oculus Ignis. Are you melee or ranged? I'm psychic. I'm psychic and I buff my allies. Swords and falchions are melee, but Firestorm is a spell. I like how there's legit just a whole ass building on like on like each of these. Like just a whole ass building right there. Like this. Free to time me out at any point, brother. Why would I time you out? Like, why? What did you do? Just my mic. It's like coming off of thing. I'm dumb and made a joke about melee and spells, so what? Oof. It doesn't want to stay still. Object in motion. I mean, I was trying to hold it in place. I might need to get like just like a desktop little stand for my mic instead of this boom arm. Alright, we're gonna do the redemption inexorable. There's a bug report feature right there. Okay. Rogue Trader. Beatrice. Caroline. Mycandra, Tessera, Imogen, Lavinia, Andorra, actually, hold up. I go to this. Can I choose what thing I get? No. Just starts there no matter what. Maybe Boom Armor can go somewhere else. Have mine in an unconventional place. I don't really have anywhere near me that I can put it on. That would work. Basically got like my window shelf. Or yeah, like my window frame basically is what it's attached to. It's kind of like right to the left of my main monitor. And it's like the only real place I can put it. Because otherwise the I would put it on like the frame of my desk, but like the underside, like behind, yeah. I mean, it's like to the left and behind. So my desk is right up against my window. So I've got like the window sill. Like there's a little bit of a shelf, I guess, going on there. Then I've got my boom arm mic thing attached to. Use your sword to make a hole easy. What would that help with? All right. There we are. Let's see. I want to change the appearance.
But a harbinger of the destruction.
It's very, very blue. Or purple. A little gripper place for the boom arm? Yeah. Yeah. It like, yeah, the window sill is like the best gripper space I have for the boom arm. I would have it be my desk, but my desk, the gripper space is unoptimal because, let's see. No, we're gonna art, right? We're gonna do some art. I put a hole in my desk for my monitor stand. See. Art stream, let's go. All right, so like the type of like thing that I got, right, is we've got like I got like one of those little thingy like arm stands that kind of go like this, and then like, you know, here's the microphone. So like this is the little gripper, right? Gripper. So like this is a little gripper thing, right? And so my windowsill, like, you know, we got the yeah, we got like the window here, right? And then there's like the little window seal, and then we got like the wall and like stuff like that. So like the little gripper is kind of attached like this, right? But like my desk and like the way that like looks like the side view of that is it kind of goes like that. It has like a bit of a rounded edge to it. Right. So on the other hand, my desk is sort of like that. So like the little grippy can't get a good hold on it, like because it's like that. Like as opposed to like the little rounded edge. You know? Ooh, yeah. Uh Otherwise I'd have the boom arm on the desk one. Because then that would allow me to get it like more out of the way of like monitors and stuff. Could always put a hacksaw to it. Could. Just like cut the edge off to be like that. Anyways, that's my mic setup. Alright. Let's see. Our ship is called the Redemption Inexorable. So obviously we're trying to redeem ourselves of something. Of what, I have no idea, but we got exiled for some reason. A nice mic space. Yeah. Alright. Pandora's a pretty good name. Isabel. Isabel. That is the name of your desk. Andorra. We'll keep that at logic. We're not the most logical person. Like, the warp has eaten at our brain a bit, you know? I like Pandora. The implication of chaos there is nice. I will definitely not open the box and invite in the warp. No siree. Will not be an agent of chaos. I swear. This is a trustworthy face. Right, that was the color schemes. Complete. For the Emperor, logic is not allowed. Int affects a wide range of skills, including Medicaid, tech use, logic, and all lore skills. Wowee. Yes, I did just shout that out. Nice. Oh, press any key. Whoa. Oh. Yo, the textures aren't popping in. Like with Baldur's Gate. That's heresy. No, this is the perfection of the God Emperor that we witness. It's me.
An excellent place for contemplation. One has the best view of the cathedral from here. Mesmerizing, wouldn't you say? An impeccable manifestation of the God Emperor's sublimity.
Exactly. Choices in dialogues. You are in a dialogue. Here you can learn more about current events, influence the character you are speaking to, or even alter the course of the game's narrative. Your character's personal story depends on the dialogue choices you make. Available dialogue options are displayed on the right. Select a reply by clicking left mouse button on it or pressing the corresponding digit on your keyboard. Is audio meant to sound funky? I think so. Alright. Conrad Voigtbeer? The man who has approached you is gazing down into the depths of the vast temple on one of the lower decks. So can I adjust the camera? I can. Zoom in, zoom out. I want to see the crowd in the background. There we go. Man, I'm a lady of the hive. Alright. The God Emperor. The guide, the ruler, and the higher power to which humanity offers their prayers for aid and deliverance. Most would be driven mad with despair if they knew the truth. That's a lot of stuff. Speeding up, okay. Does she sound normal, but it's like the game audio is in a gramophone? I think I'm slowing down, if that makes sense. Right now, there's kind of like an ambient din of noise. Truly an awe-inspiring sight. What the fuck did this man say to me? An excellent place for contemplation. One has the best view of the cathedral from here. Mesmerizing, wouldn't you say? An impeccable manifestation of the God Emperor's sublimity. Frankly, such excess can be tiring at times. Oh, this ostentation luxury, this laughable pretense. It is enough to make one think that the architects meant to compensate rather than glorify. Have we met? Do you have a particular reason for disturbing me? Truly awe-inspiring.
That is the purpose of all temples to the God Emperor. To inspire awe and reverence. For it is the duty of his servants to persevere in their tireless service until they are presented with the chance to give their very life for the master of humanity.
The man nods in satisfaction, as if your words have confirmed some thought he had. He sighs and turns to you.
Allow me to introduce myself. Conrad Voigtbeer, Master of Whispers, in the employ of Her Ladyship Rogue Trader Theodora von Valencius. At your service. I haven't had the pleasure of speaking with you in person before.
Voigtbeer bows his head and focuses his attention on you. Hyperlinks. You can hover over your cursor over highlighted words to learn more about them. The tooltips that appear can help you better understand the world of the game or its mechanics. Words are highlighted when they first appear in a text. Scroll up the dialog box to see the desired highlighted term again. Rogue Trader. Subject of the Imperium with a unique hereditary title, a rogue trader is tasked with exploring and exploiting the still uncharted regions of the galaxy for the benefit of mankind. My name is Pandora. My name's Pandora. And so as to avoid any misunderstanding, I am a sanctioned psyker. Here's my license. I have no intention of introducing myself. Yo, show them credentials.
I am aware of that fact. It would
Pandora.
have been unacceptable negligence to have overlooked such a detail when compiling your profile. Fate bestowed upon you powers of witchcraft, and a duty to use them for the good of the Imperium. Yours is truly an unenviable lot.
Yep. Having to use my powers for good. So unenviable. Voigtbeard nods gravely. Imperium. The galaxy-spanning interstellar human empire, ruled by the living god who is known as the Emperor of Mankind.
I will be frank with you. You may forget your past titles, no matter who gave them to you, or what their origins are. From the moment you and the other candidate were brought aboard this void ship, your fate changed. You now serve Lord Captain Theodora von Valencias, and carry the burden of an heir of this house. Henceforth, you share your dynastic name with her ladyship. Bear it with honor.
Captain? A strange title for the Lady Theodora. Why am I aboard this vessel? Why have I been brought here? You have a curious title, Master of Whispers. What are your responsibilities? I like that there's a little indicator here to say, like, hey, there's more stuff. Scroll the fuck down. Tell me about the one on whose ship I have found myself. You say I am one of the rogue trader's heirs, so there is another candidate. I assume you had some goal in mind when you decided to seek me out. Let us address it. Alright, now we get to see whether or not like Baldur's Gate 3, any choice advances the dialogue, or if you actually get like informational options that don't advance the dialogue. Lord Captain, strange title for the Lady Theodora.
Such are the traditions of the Imperium. Lord Captain is the title that was established in the annals of the Lex Imperialis at the time when the first rogue traders entered the Gold Emperor's service, and therefore, it is sacrosanct.
See, Lex Imperialis. Codex of Imperial Laws. Why am I aboard this vessel? Why have I been brought here?
So that you may fulfill your blood duty. Whatever obligations you had before, they are henceforth null and void. By order of the Lord Captain, you have been requisitioned to serve the rogue trader, indeed blessed by the God Emperor. Your former position may have been different from conventional service as part of one of the institutions of the Imperium, but from now on, a different fate awaits you. One chosen for you by the Lord Captain. I advise you to come to terms with this reality as quickly as possible.
Okay. You have a curious title, Master of Whispers. What are your responsibilities?
To put it plainly, I am the head of the network of spies and informers who serve the interests of House von Valencias. I uncover weak links both among Lady Theodora's retinue and in the ranks of her rivals. I eliminate our vulnerabilities and exploit those of others.
He's Lady Theodora's head of the secret police. And I just have that nicely framed there. Tell me about the one on whose ship I have found myself.
I would rather not discuss the Lord Captain behind her back, especially not on board her ship. No one knows better than I that whispers are wont to attract particularly close attention. Suffice it to say that her ladyship is the bearer of the sacred warrant of trade and a woman of immense power and entitlement. However privileged your position may be, I ask that you do not incur her anger by being disrespectful or obtuse. Lady Theodora despises both qualities.
Voigtbeer laughs and shakes his head. Warrant of Trade. The sacred relic document that affirms the preeminent rights of a rogue trader throughout the galaxy. You say I am one of the rogue trader's heirs, so there is another candidate?
There is. And you will meet him soon enough.
Voigtbeer shrugs slightly. I assume you had some goal in mind when you decided to seek me out. Let us address it.
But of course, I have come to invite you to a meeting with Lady Theodora. I imagine you have many questions for your patroness, and I'm sure she has just as many questions for you. It is regrettable that you haven't yet had an opportunity to speak. It has been an arduous voyage thus far.
Indeed.
The Lord's Captain and Master Edelthrad von Valencius are conversing on the observation platform. Let us join them there.
Okay. Alright. Movement. Move your character by clicking the left mouse button on a spot on the screen. Symbol. Camera controls. WASD. Rotate using Q, E, or...
The Divine watches over us.
Right mouse button. Oh. Like, right click on a character, you bring up their stat block. Cool. Alright. Just make a save. Sure, we'll keep going. Going until normal stream end. I'm like, do I stop here? Because we are actually gonna wait until finish Baldur's Gate 3 to return to this. Somebody's clipping. It's a shadow. Is there one on this side? No. Oh, Valencius. What the door reads. This is a very big ass room. I'm surprised how far my camera can go. Here I go. Oh. Oh. Ooh. Doors. Note, we are on a ship.
Know your duty.
What do we got here? On voice of command. Oh, interactable objects. Some objects in the game can be interacted with in a special way. They are marked with specific icons. Some icons allow you to study objects. Others will transfer the character to neighboring locations or launch a small event. These icons become visible when your character is standing close enough to the interactive object. Click left mouse button on the icon to perform the associated action. Some interactive objects, such as doors or chests, are not always marked with icons, but the cursor changes when you hover over them. Hover your cursor over the object. If the cursor changes, the object is interactable. Hold Tab to highlight objects your character can interact with. Crewman officer, crewman officer, crewman officer. Technomat. Nobles. What's this? Pistol shot. Reload. Inventory. Weapon set. Character sheet. Dogmatic, heretical, iconoclast. Puritan. Fanatic. Alright, let's see. Interesting. Dogmatic. Level 0. None. Belief in the holiness and infallibility of the laws of the Imperium. Adherence to the precepts of the God Emperor and the holy chosen ones. Carrying out his will to the ignorant and unruly masses. Unfettered hatred of the enemies of mankind, be they traitors, heretics, xenos, or servants of chaos. Heretical. Devotion to the corruption and taint of the warp through total submission to the basest and darkest impulses of the soul, or constant worship of the ancient gods of the immaterium. Iconoclast. A belief in the value of human life and freedom. Faith. Oh god. Faith in the power of goodwill, capable of overcoming the horrors and dangers of the universe without the need of for artificial prohibitions. The desire to seek out common ground and compromise rather than uncompromising destruction. There's like different. Rogue Trader and 2 random allies start combat with temporary wounds equal to their own resolve. In the first round of combat, the Rogue Trader and their allies gain 2 plus the Rogue Trader's Iconoclast rank, additional MP. The Rogue Trader and their allies need 30 less momentum to activate a heroic act. Once per battle, the Rogue Trader may choose an ally. The target ally may immediately use their heroic act without spending momentum, not applicable to allies whose heroic act is on cooldown. Ooh, cool. Grim Determination. Rogue Trader and their allies gain a plus 10% chance to survive with 1 wound instead of falling unconscious. Absolution. In the first round of combat, all critical hits scored by the Rogue Trader's party inflict burning. In addition, all fire damage suffered by enemies is increased by +1 for each conviction dogmatic rank. Dogmatic, adherent, burning. At the start of every turn, the affected target suffers 10 damage and must pass an agility resistance test with a -10 penalty to stop burning. Half of redemption. Any momentum expenditure by the Rogue Trader and their allies, including heroic acts, is reduced by 20. And then Fanatic level. Once per battle, the Rogue Trader may choose an ally, including themselves. For 1 round, all of the target's weapon attacks ignore enemy's armor. Cool. Heretic. Resource preservation. The Rogue Trader and their allies gain a plus 20% chance to save a combat stimulant or medikit after use. Destroy the weak. On the first round of combat, everyone in the Rogue Trader's party gains a 25% chance to regain 1 AP after killing an enemy. However, triggering this effect immediately manifests psychic phenomena. Does not reset the cooldown of attacks and abilities. Gifts of the Warp. Any psychic phenomena increases the momentum of the Rogue Trader's party by +2 to 10. Instead of decreasing it by -1 to 5. Demonopathy. Once per battle, the Rogue Trader may choose an ally, including themselves, and grant them a +20 bonus to all of their characteristics for 2 rounds. After the effect fades, the target falls prone. Oh. Not fun. Knowing me, I'm probably going to be lean towards Iconoclast. Psi rating 0. 70% dodge chance. Dodge reduction 30. Parry 50%. Resolve that. Flagship post abilities. Take it easy. Cooldown of focused efforts is reduced by 1. Reinforced shields has a 50% chance to reinforce 1 additional random void shield generator. Archetypes. Reputation. The Drusians, the Explorators, the Aspilica mission, Fellowship of the Void, Imperial Navy, Profit Factor. Profit factor is the representation of the relative value of the rogue trader's warrant of trade and the opportunities and resources it can call upon. Biography. Okay. Inventory. You got headgear. That's body. Ring. Gloves, cloak, boots, amulet. Guessing these are like quick slots. Oh, there's like ship items. Journal. Rogue Trader Theodora von Valancius desires to personally meet with the person recently brought aboard her flagship. A storm is brewing over the dynasty, so the Lord Captain has something important to share with her heir, if she ever gets the chance. Follow Conrad. Conrad Voigtveer, the Master of Whispers serving the von Valancius dynasty, has graciously offered to escort the dynasty heir to the Lord Captain Theodora. Rumors. Contracts. Meh. We'll actually be able to like explore that area down there. Corpus Valancius. Okay, so this is the Lord. Forbidden Grimoire. That's me. Cargo manager. A massive conference table, obviously crafted from real wood, a resource of incredible value. Aboard a void ship. Oh. Options, controls. Is there a toggle highlights? Highlight objects, tab. Doesn't look like it, no. For shame. For shame. I heard the Seneschal gave the senior officers for another public dressing down recently. I don't know what it was for this time, but Rossarian would latch onto any slip-up as an excuse to give someone an earful. I see. Engines here. Glory to the Omnisire, giver of knowledge. Throw that on the vid screen. Sacred mechanism has been interfered with without due reverence. The duration of the data processing cycle has tripled. Chaos. Incomprehensible information is displayed on a large screen above the cogitators. You can make out references to unfamiliar systems and worlds among the numbers and logisticar symbols. welcome, Technoguy. Lay people interfering with the operation of sacred mechanisms disturbs the machine's spirits. In the name of the Omnissiah, refrain from any further profane acts.
We shall reclaim what is rightfully ours.
If I see you raise your head again, I'll hand you over to the tech priest for servitorization. Crew member is hard at work, bowing his head in fear and avoiding even looking at you.
With each step, I forge my destiny among the stars.
All right, lady. Finish all. Have you heard? Apparently the lower decks got a big influx of new blood after the last on-world resupply. There's some pestilence spreading through the crew, and that's why we had to make up the shortfall. Last time it was blue leprosy that cold our ranks. The warp jump was surprisingly uneventful. The one a couple of cycles ago, now that was tough. The delirium took hold of so many, and the witch was up to her old tricks again. How long do we have to wait for an audience? How many days has it been already? For nerds. You hear the stuttering words of a prayer to the God Emperor. May his will strengthen my heart. May my humble deeds be for the benefit of humanity. A candlelit altar with a copy of the 2348th volume of the Lex Imperialis, the Code of the Sacred Laws of the Imperium. That is so many laws. Book. Crew member is hard at work, bowing his head in fear. As you approach, something in the servitor's body begins to hum as if in response to your presence. After a couple of seconds, the noise subsides. Right. We're going to end it there for today, as we will begin the game in earnest after we complete Baldur's Gate 3. So yeah, that was a little taste, a little snippet of Warhammer 40K Rogue Trader, which is probably going to be the next big game that we play after Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah, looking like it's going to be a good time. For now, boop, boop. We shall end it here for today. Big yawn. I stream every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 4:30 to 8:30 p.m. PST. Except for usually Thursdays. Decided to go late today, because why not? New game, might as well check it out. But normally on Thursdays we end early at 7 for Critical Role, as well as GM prep. I am a GM of 2 D&D 5e campaigns. The first is on Thursday nights from 10:30 to 12:30 a.m. on the following day. We do not have session this week because some of the players can't make it. And so Forced Rumors will be continuing next week. I am a GM of another campaign, D&D campaign called Show of the Land, which is on Fridays, tomorrow, starting at about 6:30 p.m. It typically goes until around 10:30. Gonna nap during that time slot. Me too. My voice is dying from like reading all of those menus. I'm gonna let my voice rest for the rest of the night. But yeah, we shall We shall continue Warhammer 40K in the near future. Probably sometime next year. I doubt I will finish Baldur's Gate 3 by even the end of this month. The Shma and Ta broke the voice. Yep. Correct. Obviously. Near future. Yeah. In the near future, we will go to the far future. But I mean, hey, we completed character creation. Can't wait to have forgotten all about my character details by the time we get back to this. Yeah. We will be going back to Baldur's Gate 3 next week and continue playing that until we beat it. And then after that, we'll probably have like a little intermission game before we start up Rogue Trader. And I mean, hey, then it'll be a new character. Yeah, we start a new character. Yeah. For now, though, we shall end it, yeah, for tonight.